by Gonzalez of El Paso.
Chair recognizes Ms. Gonzalez to explain the amendment.
Mr. Speakers, I have amendment to the amendment for a technical adjustment.
Following amendment of the amendment, the chair lays out the amendment of the amendment.
Amendment by Gonzalez of El Paso.
Chair recognizes Ms. Gonzalez of El Paso to explain the amendment of the amendment.
Thank you, members. This amendment is just for us to do some technical adjustments. I move passage.
The amendment is acceptable to the author. A record vote has been requested on all amendments. A record vote is granted. The clerk will ring the bell. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? Being 107 ayes and 36 nays, the amendment of the amendment is adopted. Chair recognizes Ms. Gonzalez.
Move adoption of the amendment.
Ms. Gonzalez of Paso moves the adoption of the amendment as amended. A record vote has been requested. A record vote is granted. Clerk will ring the bell. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? There being 99 ayes and 46 nays, the amendment as amended is adopted. The next amendment is on page 4 of your packet. The following amendment, the clerk will read the amendment.
No, he pulled his down.
The amendment on page 4 of your packet has been withdrawn by the author. The amendment on page 5 of your packet was included on the suspension list. The amendment on page 7 of your packet was included on the suspension list. The amendment on page 8 of your packet was included on the suspension list. The next amendment is on page 9 of your packet. The following amendment, the clerk will read the amendment.
Amendment by Howard.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I have a correcting amendment to the amendment.
The following amendment to the amendment, the clerk will read the amendment to the amendment.
Amendment by Howard.
Chair recognizes Ms. Howard to explain the amendment to the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this is for the Institute for Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault. It just changes the funding source, exact same amount of money, move adoption.
The following amendment to the amendment is accepted to the author. A record vote has been requested on all amendments. The author sends up the amendment. A record vote has been requested. A record vote is granted. Clerk, ring the bell. Serves and Howard voting aye. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? Server King voting aye. Have all members voted? Server Zwiener voting aye. Have all members voted? There being 93 ayes and 54 nays, the amendment of the amendment is adopted. Chair recognizes Ms. Howard to explain the amendment as amended.
Someone call me up, but I think I'm already done.
Sorry, Mr. Speaker. Members, this is just, as I said, 10 years ago, the Institute for Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault at the University of Texas at Austin conducted a statewide survey on prevalence of sexual assault in Texas. This is just updating their 10-year survey and having them do it again so that we have accurate reflection of what's happening now in terms of our addressing the needs of survivors of sexual assault. Move adoption.
Members, the amendment to the amendment as amended is acceptable to the author. Record vote has been requested. Record vote is granted. Clerk, ring the bell. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? There being 93 ayes and 54 nays, the amendment is adopted. The amendment on page 10 of your packet was moved to Article 11. Members, the amendment on page 11 of your packet was included on the suspension list. The amendment on page 13 was moved to Article 11. The amendment on page 14 was moved to Article 11. The amendment on page 15 was included on the suspension list. The amendment on page 16 was included on the suspension list. The amendment on page 18 was included on the suspension list. The amendment on page 21 was moved to Article 11. Members were waiting on an amendment to the next amendment. This amendment is on page 20 of your packet. The following amendment, the clerk will read the amendment.
Amendment by Little.
Chair recognizes Mr. Little.
Mr. Speaker,
Ms. Weiner, for what purpose?
I raise on a point of order against the current amendment, against further consideration of the amendment under the calendar rule governing consideration of CSSB 1.
Bring your point of order down front.